Hey everybody, Panther 0822, I'm back. I apologize. The wife needed help with something. Fucking it's driving me nuts and pissing me off. Turn the fucking shit off. Alright. Sorry, I'm really actually pissed right now, and a lot of it is because of my MS, and then the other part of it is because a lot of times when my wife needs help with something, she tends to overreact and tends to go into a panic mode, and that panic tends to hit me. And before the MS, it wasn't much of an issue because it was like, all right, my wife's... Because of the MS, it now filters into me, and it stresses me out really badly. Which honestly, I probably really just need to talk to my wife about, because honestly, it pisses me off. She goes into a panic, and to a certain degree, I can kind of understand the panic. And the other side of the equation, I'm like, why the fuck are you panicking? You have no goddamn reason to panic. When to a certain degree, she does. So I mean, it's really, again, because of the MS, it just doesn't fucking work. It stresses me out really fucking badly. All right. So let's vlog and sorry, I'm sharing out to a couple of quick sites here real fast, and then we'll get started. All right, shared there. Shared there. Shared there. Although one of them auto did this to Twitter, but I'm gonna do just a specific tweet there real fast. I already shared to Twitter. Okay. Apologize, I'm really not saying much. I'm just, part of it is I'm tired. Today's, I'll go into it a little bit, but today's not been the best of days. Yeah. All right, so I threw something in the chat. Said that roll. I'm gonna look at it and actually said roll call time. That's what I said. So if you're here, throw something in the chat for me. I've got it up on my laptop over here on my right, so I can actually see things. That way I can just kind of more focus on this as far as the focus goes. So, and as beautiful as a picture as that is, I might want to change it. By the way, the picture, when I'm looking at it, it's a picture of the Michelle River. And in case you guys are curious, I took that shot. That's not a found shot or anything. That's a shot I did. I actually do photography. It's one of the things that I kind of do to keep sane. Although honestly, lately I haven't really gone out and done a serious shoot in quite some time, and I really probably should, because I find photography very relaxing. I'm not the best at landscape type stuff, like shots like that. It's not bad. I'm sure there are probably some critiques and some things like that, but I mean overall the shot's actually pretty solid. But nature shots are not my forte. I'll just put it that way. I'm actually really good at other things when it comes to photography, but landscapes not so much. I have a hard time finding the right thing to focus on for the shot when it comes to landscape or nature photography or things like that. I have a very bad tendency to center. When it comes to nature, I have a very bad tendency to center things, and when you're doing photography, you don't actually want to put what your subject is dead center of your lens. You actually want to offset slightly to the right or to the left, or maybe even up or down, depending on what the focus is of your shot. So for those of you who do photography professionally and a hell of a lot more than I do, you probably you're like, okay, yeah, dude, I know what you're talking about, and whatnot. But for those of you who don't know, that when it comes to photography, that's one of the things you want to do. Don't ever put your subject dead center. It's not a good idea. In case you're wondering why, if you put your subject dead center and you're wondering why you're framing, and basically it's kind of, if I remember the technical term, it's called composition. If your composition is off, that's why. It's because you're too center with your stuff. Now, when you're doing film, honestly, I couldn't tell you anything as far as doing film stuff. I have zero training or zero knowledge in it, so I couldn't really give you any advice or thoughts on that, because the honest truth is I have no idea. All right. Well, it's been long enough, so let's get into it as far as today went. So, number one, I'm going to apologize for not having anything earlier. Like I said, today was not a good day. I woke up, I got an email from a place that might be able to help me out with a loan, and so I called them, and they weren't really able to, because their answer was to refer me to credit cards, and it's like, my credit is too fucking shot to get a credit card. I applied for one credit card that my wife has, and I was even surprised they even approved me to start with. So I mean that's how shitty my credit is. So I mean, and that in and of itself kind of set me off, and kind of stressed me out and annoyed me a little bit, because I don't really like it when somebody or something tells you, yes, we can absolutely do it, and your credit doesn't matter, and then you go and apply, and it's like your credit does actually matter, and they won't really do shit to help you, even though they say shit credit accepted or shit credit preferred or something like that too, or they specialize in shit credit. And then basically they come back and tell you, well, dude, no, you should go look at credit cards. It's like, dude, if I could do a credit card, I would have done a credit card. I mean, I've applied for enough credit cards and enough payday loans or installment loans over the last month or so to seriously fuck my credit by like 30 to 100 points. I mean, I've screwed my credit pretty badly trying to get some funds, or trying to help out with getting my wife and I out to Florida and whatnot. So that link is actually, I think that link's in the description. Let me take a look. I'm not 100%. Let's see here. That's all that. No, that link is not in the description. I will have to fix that. I've already saved you, so I can actually... I'm gonna actually throw it. Alright, let's do a search. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it's got 67 views, but nobody's donated yet, so that's actually a little bit sad and depressing. My wife has an absolutely beautiful voice, and so many times where she runs karaoke at the house here in Eatonville. And before that, we lived in Colorado, and she did a lot of karaoke and things like that. In Colorado, she did a couple of contests. She actually did one contest and got royally fucked. She got 4th place when she really should have gotten 1st. I mean, she got royally hosed. And even the crowd, when they announced the 1st place person, was like, what the fuck is wrong? Because the person that got 1st place, they could sing. Don't get me wrong. They didn't have a bad voice, but compared to my wife, no. Power-wise, they're in about the same category. My wife has what's called a belter voice, and so does this other person. But I heard so many mistakes in her voice. I mean, her tone had issues. She had horrendous pitch issues, and she tried to hide her pitch issues by like doing fucking MS and losing words. Trying to do runs or trying to do other things to hide to hide the mistake, basically. And unfortunately, because my wife is a professional musician, and the definition of a professional musician is a person who gets paid for what they do, and my wife has been paid on more than one occasion for what she does, so she is a professional performer. But anyways, that's a huge diversion. Whenever she sings, inevitably she gets anywhere from 1 to 15 people or more telling her that she should be on The Voice and things like that. And we're doing a You Caring fundraiser so that we can get out to Florida so that she can get in front of basically top industry talent scouts for pretty much all the industries that are out there. So theater, movie, commercial. I mean, just pretty much if it's in the industry in some way, shape, or form, modeling, again, TV commercials, TV in general, theater, movies. I mean, they're there, and that's why we're doing this. That being said, like I said, so many people tell her that. So many people tell her she should be on The Voice, and she should be doing things like that. And right now we're doing a fundraiser, and basically we're calling people out. We're being like, all right, guys, you've said that she should be doing this, so put your money where your mouth is. And if you're not going to put your money where your mouth is, we appreciate we appreciate the praise, but go away, because telling me that you think I should go somewhere and try and pursue this dream, and then we go, hey, we're going to be doing just that in a couple months. Can you help us get out there? And it's like, whoa, no, we're not going to do that. It's like, really? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You told me I should be doing this. When I ask you for help, you're not going to help me. What? I mean, honestly, what the fuck is wrong with you? I think it's rude. I really do. You don't tell somebody, hey, I think you should be doing something, and then when you say, hey, I've got this opportunity that I'm going to be doing, would you mind donating to that? And they go, nee. All right, thanks. There's a fucking door. I mean, seriously. I'm sorry. My like I said, I'm in a bad mood, and probably shouldn't necessarily be on camera doing this, but I'm again. One of the things I'm trying to do is do a video at least once a day. I like doing the din times because honestly, this gives me an avenue to kind of vent a little bit. It gives you guys a chance to kind of see me and see that I'm a person and whatnot. And the other part of this is honestly part of what's going on right now is I am having an MS, basically an MS episode, an MS attack, where I just feel super stressed. My body feels tight. My muscles feel tight. I'm feeling really aggravated and really annoyed, and it shows. And my wife said, "Hey, next time you have an attack, maybe we should actually pull out the camera and record you having an attack." And it's not actually a bad idea because people really need to understand that when it comes to MS attacks the body in so many ways. It is a neurological disease, is what it is. It attacks your central nervous system. It's an autoimmune disease. There is no cure for it. All of the medications are preventative medications, and some of them are more severe than others. So, I mean, this is what I deal with on a daily basis. And there are some times where I go from happy-go-lucky to being your best friend to I'm going to kick your fucking ass in a split second just because you said something slightly wrong or something happened. I mean, it's like a light switch. It just happens. And I didn't used to be like that. I used to have a very long fuse. It used to take a long time to actually piss me off. And I used to have just a tremendous amount of patience. And because of the MS, I just don't have it anymore. I really don't. So... and right now this is kind of annoying me, so I am gonna throw the link in the chat for you guys. So check out the chat. I will respond to you. So throw something in the chat. Say hi. Put a smiley face. Put a frowny face. Something so that I know that you're here. And if you ask me a question or something like that, I'll respond to it. Either I'll chat respond to it, or I'll give you or I'll give it to you verbally. Depending on. Basically kind of depending on what's going on as far as that goes. So, okay. Fucking scroll. Okay. Alright, we'll just close out of settings. Close out of that altogether. Alright, and while I'm actually here at the You Caring, I'm going to go ahead and actually share this out to Facebook. So... Alright. I'm going to share this real quick to a couple places. But so I mean that's kind of a frustration for both myself and my wife, is there are so many people who tell my wife that she's got the talent. She really does. And then when we actually we want to share it in a group that I manage, or share in a page that I manage. So okay. All right, so I shared that again. I put the if you're watching the stream right now, I put it in the chat for you, so you guys can look at the chat and pull the link from there. I was trying to actually put it in the comments, but I probably won't be able to do that until after the stream. So watch the comments after the stream, because I'll post the link there too for you guys. All right, I'm getting back to the YouTube so I can actually see the checks. I had to go to a different page. Excuse me, I apologize for that. Okay, see if anybody put anything in. Nah, nobody said anything in the comments, so okay. All right. No. Okay. I'll put it in the comments for you guys after the stream so that you guys have the link. But again, it's in the chat. So if you're watching and you're in the chat, it's there for you guys to click on. So I'd highly encourage you to go to it. And I would honestly, I'd ask you guys to donate. I really would. We need the help because basically we need to raise, we basically need to get about 15 to 1,800 is basically the amount that we need. And most of that is honestly the hotel. The hotel stay itself is about $1,200 for just the stay itself. And then we've also the other $300 to $500 is transportation cost, and then food while we're there as far as that goes. So I mean that's really the amount that we ideally would like is about 2 to 3K, right around in there, and just to make sure that we've got enough to cover all the stuff. So that's that. I had a meeting at 4 o'clock today, and that went really well because I'm gonna be doing a wedding for some people. So that's gonna be fun. I don't do a lot of gigs. Honestly, I've never really have done a lot of gigs to start with. I don't run a lot of sound for people. I do it every now and again, and honestly, I'm really good at it, and I love doing it. And again, it's another one of those things that kind of helps me de-stress because I really enjoy doing it. And I approach it from, I do everything within my power to approach it from a very professional aspect, because I'm one of those when it comes to the music and when it comes to KJing and it comes to things like that, I am a quality over volume person. And unfortunately, when I go and I listen to a lot of KJs or I listen to a lot of stuff, they're the other direction. They want it loud, they want it noisy, and you can't understand a damn thing. And it's like, why? I can hear that the group is good. I can hear that, but I can't tell how good they are because you've got everything set so fucking high that the volume is overshadowing the talent of the group. And that's a problem. It's a really big problem. And unfortunately, it happens more times than I would care to count because I've gone to, I don't go to a lot of concerts, but I do go to concerts every now and again. And the few that I've had one, maybe two good experiences where the audio engineer actually knew what the hell he was doing and actually prided quality of the group over volume of the group so that you could hear and understand what the group was doing. You could hear the music and you could hear the backing if they were using backing tracks or live band or whatever they were using as far as the music side goes. They did a brilliant job of making sure that you meshed and that you could hear the group and understand the group, and you enjoyed the experience. So that's oh, okay. That's kind of my spiel when it comes to things. I don't ruin sound a whole lot, but when I do, I'm very focused, making sure that things are done right. And I spent some time in high school doing it. I have a friend of mine who does it. He does it professionally for a living. He actually sells pro audio and home audio gear. It's what he does. I mean, just plain and simple, it's what he does. He's a good friend of mine. He's been a good friend of mine for 15 some odd years, and I love him to death. He's fantastic, and honestly, he's more family than he is friend. and he's an awesome person. So, I mean, when you've got a person who's been running and doing sound for as long or longer than you've been alive, you tend to listen to them. You tend to ask them a lot of questions. You learn as much as you can so that when you're doing it, you give the best experience for the audience. So that's kind of my spiel when it comes to pro audio stuff. Is if you are an audio engineer and you're listening to this, and you want to berate me, go ahead and do it in the comments. That's fine, because I'll respond back to you. Or depending on how snide or jackass you want to be, I might just block you or remove you. But simply put, if you're an audio engineer, and let me know which way you swing. Let me know if you're more of a noise over quality, or if you're a quality over noise. I know that may not be the best way, and I know I'm kind of calling some people out if you're audio engineers and you're listening to this, but I got to be really honest. I want to know. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, I know I've kind of bounced around. I haven't really had any focused thoughts. I started a stream earlier that I was going to do. I was going to do it, and then the wife messaged me and kind of had her thing, and that kind of stressed me out even further. And yeah, it just kind of made things worse. I mean, when I got up here, I actually ended up punching my right leg a few times. I mean, that's how stressed and annoyed I felt. Was I got a little physically abusive towards myself, and that's really not quite an easy thing to actually admit on a live stream or even recording, just to be really honest, because that's probably a little more personal than you guys probably wanted to know. But I mean, that's part of the MS. Part of the MS is I get a little physically, well, not a little, I get a lot physically abusive with myself at times, because I get so frustrated, and opposed to putting a hole in the wall and opposed to breaking something, I put it to myself, which is not a good thing, because I end up hurting myself, and that's not good. So I try not to do it, but unfortunately, with the way that the MS works, there are just times where I try very hard not to do something, and I end up failing miserably. So the wife and I and the brother-in-law saw a movie tonight. We went and saw Pirates of the Caribbean. We dressed up. I probably should have actually stayed in garb so that you guys could see what I was wearing, but maybe one of these days I'll do. Maybe I'll just start recording in garb and whatnot. So that's the wife who snuck up on me. Love you too. So yeah, so we saw we saw the Most Current Pirates movie. Really good, really well done. I'd have to agree with my wife. The first half of the movie was a little bit slow. They kind of repeated kind of the same things that they've done with the previous films. That being said, the amount of one-liners that they had in this film was awesome. There were a lot of really good one-liners that were just fantastic. So just really well done. I was very, very happy with the film. As overall, I would have to rate the movie at about an 8. It was really good. It was really well done. Keira Knightley and I can't remember his name at the moment. Damn it. Shit. I know I'm gonna kick myself, because I know as soon as I'm done with the stream, I'm gonna remember it. Fuck. Alright. Anyways, the gentleman who played Will Turner in the first couple of movies. Both of them reprised their role. So it was really nice to actually see them. Will, the gentleman who plays Will, had a lot larger role in the film than Keira Knightley did, which was a little disappointing. That being said, the amount that they had in there for both of the characters was well done, well placed, and very much served a purpose. So it was really good. True to all of the other films, stay until the end of the credits. There is something at the end of the credits, and it's really good. The way that the thing that's at the end of the credits, here's what I'll tell you about that. It makes me believe that they may be continuing. They're going to be continuing the franchise. The question, though, is because the main focus was Will Turner's son, Will Turner and Elizabeth's son, and another character's daughter, and I won't tell you whose character, but another character's daughter. Because their main focus was there, I'm wondering if they're going to do a set of movies based off, they're going to continue with those characters. However, the way that the end of credits scene was, I'm not entirely positive. The other possibility is they may turn Pirates of the Caribbean into an ongoing TV series. That may be another option. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They left with that particular scene that they had at the end of the credits. There were options. There were options. So we'll see what they do. They may do nothing, which would be disappointing. Because the end of credits thing was fantastic. It was just fantastic. So. Hopefully they actually do something. I don't know if, again, like I said, I don't know if they're going to be doing more movies or if they're going to branch into a TV series, or maybe they'll branch into TV movies. Something where production costs and other things may be a little bit cheaper, and kind of turn it into an episodic type thing where each movie is kind of a standalone, but it is a larger picture, or it's a smaller part of a bigger picture. Because that's the one thing I've kind of learned about the Pirates movie. Each of them is an individual episode, but it is a smaller part of a much larger picture. Much larger picture. And we kind of get an idea as far as what that picture is. And at the same time, you're still kind of wondering, okay, what's really going on? What are the other things? What are the other elements to this? What else is there? So there's that. So I mean, overall today, if I had to rate today as far as moods go, today was an angry day. I spent most of the day angry, very frustrated, very aggravated. It didn't take much to set me off, and once I was off, and I was just pissed. And it really didn't go away. It slightly went away when the wife and I and the brother-in-law and I went to see the movie. At the end of the movie, I was feeling relaxed. I was feeling good, and then the wife had her episode, and it just put me back into stress and anger. So, anyways, that being said, that's kind of how the day went. I apologize for not having anything as far as any gameplay goes. I will have tomorrow at 1. I've already created an event. I'll spend a little bit of time and I'll share it and whatnot. Tomorrow at 1, I will be doing a Dragon Age stream. I think I'm going to be doing it on Twitch. I might do it on YouTube. YouTube kind of annoys me because there's a lot higher risk as far as copyright issue goes. Because a lot of times there's things where they'll ding you for copyright and you're kind of going, what? So, it's not to say that Twitch doesn't ding for copyright either. They're just less likely to ding for copyright as far as that goes. So, I did actually try and play some Star Wars for you guys earlier. I was trying to do that, but I was having some issues. So, I'm hoping I can get those issues resolved so that I can do that. excuse me. I'm tired. I probably honestly should hit the hay, because yeah, where I'm at, it's about 11. It's almost 11:30 where I'm at night. So, so yeah. Let me scroll into the comments here real quick. Unfortunately, sadly, even when I call for a roll call, even though I see like one person is watching, nobody really responds. Although at this point it's saying video playback was interrupted. So, let's refresh the page. Okay. All right. Well, sorry if you guys were having a little bit of a hard time. Here's the upside. I am actually also recording this as well. That being said, that recording will be on Twitch. Mainly because when I stream to YouTube, it auto-records for me. And same with Twitch. Twitch, when I stream to Twitch, auto-records. It auto-records it. So, that's kind of what's going on there. So, anyways, I'm tired, guys. I want to thank you guys so much. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. So that you guys get notified when I upload. Same thing for Twitch. When you hit that heart button, it'll give you the option if you want to be notified when the person uploads. Hit yes, please. That way you guys get notified when whenever I go live or whenever I upload a video. Before I officially sign off and whatnot, the stream tomorrow is 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so PST, and so adjust accordingly depending on where you're watching from. And it'll be a Dragon Age stream, and I got it will honestly. I'm probably just gonna do a lot of the side quests. I'm gonna fill in probably the side quests and try and do some CP grind. Sorry, CP is the newer term. EP or EXP grind. So basically experience grind a little bit so that I can level a little bit. And then I'll go back to Ozamar so I can try and wrap that up as far as that goes. I'm not entirely positive how long that stream's gonna be. It'll probably be 2 or 3 hours though. Mainly because when I get into it, and I want to make sure that you guys actually have something of length, because I don't want to record for about an hour and you guys are just watching me do side quests all the entire time. So I'm going to do some side quests and some things like that. I might actually do some side quests before I officially start recording or streaming for you guys. We'll see though, because, and honestly, I may end up having to push the stream to a later time, depending on some variables. So I will, I'll let you know as far as that goes. But at the moment, the stream is set for 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'm gonna try to keep to that. But you will have something tomorrow, without question. You will have something. That is a guarantee, and that is a promise. So, so that's kind of it. My throat's starting to get a little annoyed with me. So, I need to go to bed because I'm tired and whatnot. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It is always appreciated. Again, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, so that you guys get notified. And until the next time, this is Panther 0822. Peace out, guys. Have a good night.